Northern Kentucky Spotlight. I'm Kathrine Nero, alongside, as always, the Director of Marketing and Communications for the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. I got it right this time, Jeremy Schrant.
Welcome back. Thank you.
I'm glad to be back. Thank you. It's been a couple weeks. I'm back. New digs, new place, and we've got a lot of new fun things to talk about. We do, though, want to thank our sponsors, our title sponsor, CVG, our monthly sponsor, University of Kentucky's Gatton College of Business and Economics, and the studio sponsor, the Talent Magnet Institute podcast studio at Impact Co-work. We're out of their podcast studio into the one that Jeremy has created for us here at the Chamber, but we thank them for all that they've done. And we got some good things to talk about today.
Yes, today we've got Elizabeth Fricke and Justin Otto. They're both on the committee for the Next Generation Leadership Awards, and we're going to talk about that program and who we're honoring and all kinds of great stuff there. And then we also have a Welcome House coming on to talk about all their programming that goes on there.
Great things going on in the city for all kinds of folks, too.
Yep. And before we get started, we want to thank our studio sponsor. Even though we have left Impact Co-work, they're still our studio sponsor, and we love them for letting us get this thing off the ground there. They have a great co-working space. It's down in Newport, Kentucky. It has really, really good parking down there, so you don't have to worry about where you're going to park. Mm-hmm. And Elizabeth got a tour of it earlier today, on accident. And if you are a chamber member, they will offer a discount. It's 50% off your first month when you sign up using the discount code NKY Chamber when you check out.
And so great stuff for events, if you need co-working space, all that great stuff too. So we thank the folks at Talent Magnet Institute Podcast Studio there and Impact Co-work. All right, so we want to talk about the next generation of leaders here in Northern Kentucky. And so our guest today, as Jeremy mentioned, Justin Otto from Newport on the Levee and Elizabeth Fricke from Children, Inc. And we want to talk about these Next Generation Leadership Awards that are coming up in a couple of weeks. So let's talk first of all about this event, who's being honored, and all that great stuff. So let's start with you, Justin. Tell us about these awards and who will be celebrating.
Well, we'll be celebrating 27 of the top young professionals of our region. There were 100 submitted, so think of the top 27 out of 100 of hundreds of thousands in Northern Kentucky. And then 27 finalists will be celebrated at Newport Aquarium, which is dearly close to my heart, being part of Newport on the Levee. So we're really excited, Elizabeth. I mean, what else do you? I mean, you are Elizabeth is the brains behind
something like that. So as well as honoring and saluting some of our great YPs, we also get to honor some other amazing individuals doing great things for YPs in our community, one of which being Carrie Chandler, that we all know and love. Carrie has spent her career doing a lot of wonderful things for many of the young professionals as well as our region in general. So she will be getting our Legend Award. She's also a previous member of NKYP. And the Greater Cincinnati Foundation is giving Jamie Ritter from Johnson Investment Council their yearly Young Philanthropist Award. Really talking about the great things that YPs are doing personally, professionally, for their community, for their region, and just the overall amazing work that is being completed by people in their 20s and 30s in Northern Kentucky and Greater Cincinnati.
So, Justin, you are one of our great finalists this year. So what's it mean to you to be a finalist in this category?
Well, first, I am so honored to be a finalist for a guy that was born 10 blocks away from where I work on West 13th Street in Newport, Kentucky, in a house next to the railroad tracks. It sounds like a country music song. For generations, my family has lived, worked, and served in Northern Kentucky and Newport. My name is Justin Fred Henry Otto IV. It's a lot of pressure to have a fifth, but Fred Henry Otto Sr. started the printing press on York Street, and then Fred Henry Otto III had a pharmacy on Scott Street. So, people ask me, tell me what it's like to work for Newport on the Levee, and for me, I take a lot of pride in it because I can look at a place that I see that served as a catalyst for change in our community. I think in the early 1990s, Newport, Kentucky was considered one of the worst slums in America, and to see what our community leaders have done to change it and make it better is pretty incredible. And then just from a small part, just that I could be a part of that is awesome. So to be as a finalist with so many other people that share the values that I share with, I want to get involved. I want to serve. I want to make this community better, and I'm proud of this community. I'm proud to be from here, and I'm proud to make it better, whether that's volunteering after work or on the weekends or through your day job. I love being surrounded by those folks. So to be recognized for one of those that is involved and does enjoy not only being from Northern Kentucky and this region, but to making it better is just, I feel totally blessed and incredibly lucky to be even in the mention with some of these folks that are finalists.
And Elizabeth, it's, and that's a great point. You think about what Newport was, Justin, before Newport and the Levee came along.
Sure.
And it's a vastly different place. And I would imagine it's people like Justin and 26 others just like him that you guys are looking at, like, okay, what changes have these young people put forth, and what more can they do before they get to the legend status that Carrie Chandler is, right?
Every year as the chair of the event, I get to read all of the applications. Mm-hmm. Not a voting judge or anything, so nobody can expect me to make an opinion. But and every year I am unbelievably amazed by the amazing work being accomplished by 20 and 30 somethings in our region. I, like Justin, grew up here, have seen our community grow and flourish in some really cool ways, and being able to see in a real moment of how the young professionals are having an impact on that is amazing. Yeah. It is so cool to see everything from teachers doing unbelievable things in their classrooms, awesome people like Danielle that you're about to hear about, doctors who are performing these new surgeries that are 35 and living here and choosing to be here to start their families and continue their careers. It's a really awesome way.
So it sounds like you've been involved with this event a long time. How many years have you been working on this event?
So this is the 10th year. I believe.
It's the 10th year, but how long?
I believe, if I'm counting correctly, I've been involved for 6 years.
Okay.
More than
I'm hoping that Stacy Tapke can tell me if I'm correct or not in that number, because she was before me.
So 10 years. The event's been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I heard that we're going to change it up this year. It's going to be a little different than last year.
We're going to change it up a lot this year. We're at a new venue, Newport on the Aquarium. If you have not been to the event space at Newport on the Aquarium, beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. We're making it a lot more fun and upbeat. It's not going to be a sit-down suit and tie dinner. That's all I'm saying right now.
Which is very timely for us to change up the award ceremony, because Newport on the Levee, we're going through a change of our own with renovating our property. So the groundbreaking is actually today. So being that close to where the award ceremony is going to be, and Newport Aquarium is just, another one of those things that we can be so proud of as Northern Kentucky. Not many people can say, hey, when I get busy at work and I need to take a break, I can go pet a shark.
Let's hope not. Yeah, cool.
I can go pet a stingray. So again, I'm very fortunate with where I am and where I'm situated, and lucky that we get to have the award ceremony there.
So Elizabeth, if people want to go, how do they get there? How do they register?
Yes, go to nkychamber.com/NGLA. Purchase your tickets right there. It is not just for YPs.
Yes. Okay.
We want the entire community to understand.
Old folks can come. Vintage.
I wouldn't call them vintage individuals. Anyone well-seasoned, the YPs at heart. Yes, your parents are. I want to meet the Ottos there. Yes, that's gonna be awesome. Good.
Mama Otts, Papa Otts will both be there.
I want a picture with them, please.
Yeah.
Okay, and before we wrap up, we have a question of the month. This month, it's the theme is protecting your business. So, if you owned a business, what would keep you up at night?
Me first? All right, I'm saying culture. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. I would be worrying about my employee engagement, if my employees understand their why and want to be there and understand our mission and vision every day.
I'm writing down that quote. Elizabeth Fricke. Culture eats strategy for breakfast.
Exactly. Justin?
Yeah, I think I agree with Elizabeth. Internally, that's huge. Externally, for me at the Levee, what doesn't keep me up at night, right? Where floods, tornadoes, thunderstorms, unruly youth. Everything,
unruly youth.
Spoken like a true YP, right? Those unruly youth.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. Yeah, stop running. Don't run. That's me. I was running.
You were the unruly youth of Newport. There you go. Guys, thank you so much. Congratulations to you, Justin, and congratulations to you, Elizabeth, for all the hard work on this. And so we will see what happens at the NGLA Awards here coming up very soon. We appreciate you guys joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Not
Thank you for what you do here. This is awesome.
It is easy to tell great stories about great things happening in Northern Kentucky. That is not difficult at all. All right, stay with us. We've got another guest coming up in just a little bit from Welcome House. Also, in addition to that, we're going to talk about all the headlines you may have missed this week in Northern Kentucky. CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com. All right, CVG gets you places fast. Well, apparently now you can get your groceries from Kroger, Jeremy, super fast.
Yes.
As we talk about the headlines that you may have missed. All right, I love this one. Kroger Rush is what it's called. So essentially, it's 2 local stores, one in Northern Kentucky, Newport, my personal favorite Kroger, and Oakley as well. And the delivery is, 30 minutes, costs $5.95, and you get it. You have to live within 3 miles, which is understandable. It's kind of like getting pizza in 30 minutes. You got to live close enough. But
I can't wait for them to bring this out of beta and bring it to Independence.
Yeah.
I mean, I would use the heck out of it.
At $6, and you literally get it within an hour. I mean, that's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's
Well, I have
amazing.
young kids, and sometimes
You don't
want to take a 2-year-old running through Kroger's.
No.
Yeah.
Even
But you need
driving
the
to
diapers.
Kroger is sometimes it's even just that difficult.
Yep.
This is we were just talking with Justin and Elizabeth about great things happening in Northern Kentucky. This is a super great one. So the Horizon Funds have put together this group called Give Where You Live. So it's essentially speed philanthropy is how they describe it. They get together once a quarter. It is a 1-hour event. You don't it's not some long drawn out gala. You don't have to throw on the Spanx and the tuxedo. It is essentially you come in with $100. Everybody's there, and you vote on who gets the $100.
Yeah.
You pull a name out of a hat. 3 philanthropies get to choose and or get chosen, then you vote on which one you're going to give your money to. They just did it. They gave $6,000 to Gateway Community and Technical College, and so it's literally 1 hour of your time. They want 100 people next quarter. So they need a couple more dozen folks. They can do it. It's super easy, and you can learn more at Give Where You Live NKY.
Yeah, the Horizon Fund's doing a lot of great stuff around here. It's great that we had some of our YPs on today because we had an event this weekend. We got to go tour the Newport Stadium right before the Galaxy game.
You were super excited about this, right?
It was really fun. We were down on the field. We got to go see Zlatan, and we got to watch FC Cincinnati lose yet again. But hopefully that changes.
It happens.
But it was a great thing, a great tour, and we want to thank FC Cincinnati for having us out and giving us the kind of the behind the scenes look before such a big game.
Over here in Northern Kentucky, the topping out ceremony happened this week at St. Elizabeth. So there was this big beam they had in the parking lot over there at the construction site that they asked cancer survivors to sign or families of those who have been lost to cancer. More than 4,000 signatures were on that thing, and they were so happy with the results and the stories they were learning that what they ended up doing is they also announced at the same time a program called Beyond the Beam. It's on their website, so if you didn't get to sign it, you can tell your story there, and that beam will be, inside the inner workings of the brand new $80-something million cancer center over there. So
we were there for it, and it was great seeing like all these these big construction, burly construction workers were going and signing the beam and like sobbing because they were like remembering somebody who they lost from cancer and stuff, and it was just, it was pretty powerful, and then got it lifted, and
perfect.
It was a perfect day too with all the rain we've had.
It's like the skies parted for that one. Yeah. Cincinnati Pride Parade, the 46th annual one, happened on Sunday, and a lot of members.
Yeah, we had a lot of members participate. We actually, our own Diana McGlade, she volunteered and was helping with the parade. Some members, I don't think we can
name them all. There's so many. Yes.
Who all was there, but we had a ton there, and actually one of our members even helped organize the parade for P&G.
It's a gigantic one across the country, known for that too. And a couple of new businesses, their ribbon cuttings happened this week.
Yes, Eagle Financial Services, they had a ribbon cutting. It was for their Florence location. Is that right, Dan? Yep. And then we had two today, or having two today. The Hudson Eye Care, and then Your CBD store, and the Your CBD store happens a little bit later today. And then we also have some upcoming events. We have lots of upcoming events. All you got to do is check out the nkychamber.com/events and make sure you go register for those Next Generation Leadership Awards. And then also the bourbon barrels, that the painted bourbon barrels that are part of Kentucky's Edge and are going to be all over the city. Those are on sale right now, but you have to get your money in by July 15th.
You don't have to pay them by July 15th, but you do have to have that money in.
You have to go fill out your application. And for any of you who are thinking about doing it and are like, well, I don't want to pay the barrel, they partner an artist with you, so you don't have to do it. So get on there, register, so your business can be represented in that thing. We're going to have lots of people in town for that, for both Blink and Kentucky's Edge.
What a big weekend. It's a whole big month of October. It's a gigantic month.
With lots of bourbon.
Oh, yes. lots of bourbon to be had, as it should be. All right, stick with us. Coming up, we're going to be talking with some folks from Welcome House about a new program they have there. The nation's premier professional MBA program is now only a click away, offered 100% online, in class, or a combination of both by the University of Kentucky's Gatton College of Business and Economics. The real-time online MBA gives you the accessibility, flexibility, and accountability you need to advance your career and stand out in the workplace. The new online option is also available for Gatton's dedicated professional MBA for leaders in healthcare. Application deadline for fall 2019 is July 1st. It's coming up. Learn more and apply today at gatton.uky.edu/online MBA. Welcome back, and now we are joined by two folks from Welcome House of Northern Kentucky. Danielle Amrine, who is the Executive Director, and Kelly Rose, who's the Director of Marketing and Development. So thank you guys for coming in. We appreciate it. Danielle, let's start with you. For those who don't know the mission, tell us about Welcome House.
Okay, so Welcome House, we provide a continuum of services to end homelessness and to promote and provide stability for all the clients that we serve in the Northern Kentucky area. Most people know us as a shelter for women and children, but we do have a lot of other programs that provide service coordination, emergency assistance, outreach, stability type services to really not only treat the symptoms of homelessness, but try to end it in our area.
Awesome. So, sorry, got a little distracted.
So interesting. Our
mission is so distracting.
No,
I'm so moved.
I got Brent Cooper down here sending messages, like asking questions
Commenting on the Facebook
Facebook.
Live.
So I'm trying to. Oh, did he actually ask a question and then got distracted? Sorry.
All right. Well, let's turn it to you then Kelly. Let's tell us like a day to day as a director of marketing and development. What is it that the average person who comes into Welcome House? What are you helping this continuum? What is this continuum that you guys are helping with?
So on the marketing and development end, what we look for are people throughout the community to really come in and support the our staff essentially. So we reach out to the community for just general volunteer support. Sometimes we'll put out notices of things that we desperately need. I mean, I think you've noticed it's gotten pretty warm pretty fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of our clients, for example, they don't have air conditioning. So a big need in the summertime tends to be box fans. So we're really lucky, and we have an amazing network of people like through Facebook and social media outlets and just people who love Welcome House in general who are like, we're gonna Amazon ship to you box fans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And technology has made all of that so much easier. I remember there was a time when everyone had to physically bring things to Welcome House. And I mean, they didn't care that they had to do that, obviously, but with Amazon, and we have an Amazon account, all of that has made giving so much easier.
Awesome. So you guys have had some announcements lately about healthcare with the homeless.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some of those programs you have going on?
Absolutely. So we were lucky enough to win the Impact 100 award. So through Impact 100, we were the recipient of a $104,000 grant. And our grant proposal was to provide free health care to the homeless in our community by way of a medical mobile unit. So we were able to purchase an RV, equip it with supplies, and we will be going through all 8 counties in Kentucky to provide free medical care for the homeless. So for us, we're not just trying to meet a need, which is that a lot of the clients that we experience don't have the means or transportation to get to health care, sometimes don't understand the system, they're maybe possibly untrusting of healthcare providers. So we're out there basically saying, come to us. We will engage with you if you have a wound or a cough or something that is going on with you, but then that's also a way for us to build trust in a relationship with someone and then maybe see if they're interested in other services. With our street outreach component, we're actually out on the streets engaging with these people, building a relationship, building trust, and when they are ready, we're able to match them with housing or supportive services. But it also social determinants of healthcare are very expensive. So sometimes people don't think that they're impacted by homelessness financially. They may see someone on the street and have compassion, but they don't understand necessarily how that impacts them. But the population that we serve are usually medically fragile and they have their cost of care is very expensive. So not only are we trying to meet a need within the community, but we're also trying to be a resource for the community in decreasing some of that tax burden, the emergency room runs, some of those things that our clients are heavy utilizers of, possibly unnecessarily, where we can come in and there's not very often that you get to meet the need on both sides. So we're able to provide health care to someone who needs it. We're also able to decrease a tax burden or other kind of costly taxes that are impacting our community and our taxpayers.
And one of the ways you're doing that is through that partnership, a new partnership with Uber, right?
Yes, so
This is
super
exciting.
excited.
Yeah.
I've been watching this for a couple years to see how this was going to develop. A lot of our clients don't have transportation, so when they're feeling ill or they are sick, they're in a cycle of calling 911. Well, an ambulance ride can be a couple $100 to a couple $1,000. And they don't know that they can go to an urgent care or they can maybe engage in a primary care or a little clinic. So for us, being able to engage with these people and provide them Uber health rides, that is somebody that will help them. Because a lot of people, if they are medically ill or fragile or not feeling good, sometimes they can't make it in, or there are a lot of barriers to using a traditional taxi, but we're able to get them in, utilize Uber Health, where the bill comes back to us on a monthly basis. And then we were able to kind of settle that up with Uber while making sure that our clients are getting to the appropriate places. And then we can also work on being proactive. We can start taking them to preventative care once they start getting enrolled. And our population is increasingly getting more sick, more comorbidities, congestive heart failure, CAD. You're starting to recognize the lack of affordable healthcare coverage that Kentucky residents have experienced over the last 20 years. Now that there's healthcare through the Affordable Care Act, but we're now starting to see the ramifications of some of these people not getting preventative care.
So let's swing back to marketing.
Shocker.
Just so you know, I did schedule a ribbon cutting for our RV.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
Excellent.
yes, we're utilizing
We'll
all the
be
chamber.
sure to send Ben out with the camera.
Yes, with the camera.
Yeah.
Yes, very excited about that.
So you have your big fundraiser coming up. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I do. So on August 4th, we have our annual Summer Sunday event. This year, it's at Fort Mitchell Country Club. And what I love about this event and how I really promote it is that it is the most casual event that you will ever go to in terms of a fundraiser.
Is it chill? Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, it's
still barely.
I mean, it's
Hey,
chill.
You were nominated for a YP award.
Yes.
My
You can
last
say
year.
chill.
I got months
You got
away.
in.
Months away.
I know, I always get confused on what's a YP. I'm like, am I really a YP? Like, I don't know. I don't feel like one, but I'm on the cusp. I'm a cusper too. But what I love about this event is that it's so casual and so fun. And it's really, you just come, you eat, you drink. We have amazing prizes. We have a grand raffle. You purchase a ticket for $50. The first place prize is a trip for 4 to like bourbon country, and you get like a car and hotel, and you get to tour all the bourbon distilleries. And we picked a party for 4 because we were hoping like husbands, wives, like you go as a group and have fun and do all that good stuff. The second place prize is staycation at Hotel Covington with a gift card to the Hannaford, and the third prize is a $250 Kroger gift card. Yeah, but then we have more. Like, I mean, I could just go on and on because we also have this huge, like, bourbon barrel bar that is going to be stocked with bourbon.
There seems to be a theme here.
Yes, bourbon. Well, I mean, we're in Kentucky. I guess everything is.
We're in Kentucky's edge.
I'm actually not like a huge bourbon fan, but like I get why people are.
I have friends sweating me over this. I need to bid on this. It's got like over 20 bottles of all kinds of different variations of.
I know.
My husband is all into
interest
it.
is
I don't
piqued.
know all the names,
Yes.
but.
So if people want to get involved in this, what do they need to do?
Well, you just have to go to our website. It's welcomehouseky.org, and you can purchase the tickets right online.
Perfect.
And you'll see things like everyone go and like us on Facebook because we have really great posts, and we're always, posting, things that are going on in the community, client stories. We want people to engage with, who we work with and see that, their resources and their time and their energy is going to actually a real person. And so, I personally think our social media is pretty strong. So.
Are you in charge of your social media, Kelly?
Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Just checking. Well, check that out right there, and we thank you guys for coming.
And then one more, our question of the month. Can't get away without doing the question of the month. So, as an executive director of a nonprofit, what keeps you up at night? And then we'll do, if you're a business owner, what would keep you up at night, Kelly?
Sure.
Or the executive director of a nonprofit, however you choose to answer it.
What keeps me up at night is knowing that we have way more clients than what we can house at one time. So we have to look somebody in the face and say, I'm sorry, but I can't shelter you and your children will have to sleep outside tonight. We all know it's 92 degrees. I get to go out to my car, it's got air conditioning, get to go home. A lot of these families and a lot of these people don't. And over 50% of the US population is one emergency away from having to borrow money or sell something to pay it. I think everybody knows one person in their life, if stuff hit the fan, that they would probably be homeless. And for me, it's making sure that we have a solid business and we have a solid foundation to be able to expand services and to make sure that we're actually getting to those people and trying to make a dent in homelessness in our area.
And Kelly?
So for me, what kind of keeps me up at night are silent auctions. Actually,
Very similar.
That's actually kind of true a little bit. I do have silent auction
it's true.
nightmares.
I don't.
I think I put one of my personal Facebook posts was once. Kelly will be known forever making like excellent silent auction baskets. Like that's what I want on my tombstone.
I saw that
basically.
post.
Yeah. So no, but I think what for someone who's in marketing and development, I think what keeps me up at night is just making sure that like our talent and our employees stay energized, because like working with the clients that we work with, and in the we're working with very vulnerable people, and for someone who doesn't directly work with clients, I see our staff who do work with clients, and it can be hard. It is hard. It's very hard. And I think that part of my role and something that I've taken on is just trying to keep that energy alive with them, and like just always constant reinforcement that they're doing amazing work. And I think that that's just really important in any social service nonprofit sector, because the day-to-day can be hard, but rewarding in the long run, obviously.
Well, you guys are doing great work. We thank you both, Kelly, Danielle.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much.
Thank you.
And so thanks to everybody who was on today, Elizabeth and Justin as well. We're off next week for the holiday.
Yep.
But we are back in 2 weeks. What's on tap?
In 2 weeks, the UK College, the Gatton College of Business and Economics, they're going to come in and they're going to take over the entire episode.
Nice.
We've got a student coming in, we've got the recruiter coming in, we also have a professor coming in who's going to talk about some of the stuff that they're doing around marketing and
Excellent.
analytics and stuff like that.
And once again, as always, thank you for joining us. And we want to thank our title sponsor, CVG, the monthly sponsor, University of Kentucky's Gatton College of Business and Economics, our studio sponsor, the Talent Magnet Institute podcast studio at Impact Cowork. Thank you for letting us be housed there for the first several episodes. Thank you, Jeremy, as well. Ben Gastrite,
Thank you for
who
coming
got a
back.
reference. Oh, you're welcome. Ben got one little reference. We're going to have to try to, each week, it's going to have to be more. He's right behind the camera there. So thank you, Ben, for a rim shot for all of your help running the technology. Thanks again for joining us for Northern Kentucky Spotlight, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.